710 KURV. Show producer Fred Cruz, AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Nice, cool start to the day. How cool, how cold. Some of y'all are saying it's cold out there. It's in the 50s, 50, 51 degrees across all of South Texas right now. One individual dead, 6 others injured after an early Saturday crash in McAllen. Investigators saying that a Ford Bronco flipped over after the crash on North Bicentennial Boulevard. 25-year-old Jacob Rodriguez died from injuries caused by the crash. And now this has stirred some local leadership to comment. McAllen Mayor Javier Villalobos demanding action from state authorities, saying that the crash was linked to the so-called entertainment district on 17th Street, a bunch of bars in downtown McAllen. Mayor Villalobos saying that the State Alcoholic Beverage Commission should be taking immediate action to ensure that establishments on 17th Street that violate the law are held accountable. It's 7:06 on the Valley's Morning News. If you're in the business of education, the state of Texas limited school voucher program continues to take shape, and there's some deadlines coming up.
Private schools and vendors who want to participate can apply to do so on December 9th. Families who want to enroll can start applying on February 4th. Most can expect about $10,300 per student per year. Homeschoolers are eligible for $2,000. Students with disabilities could receive up to $30,000. These funds can be used for tuition or other expenses at any of the private schools eligible under the program. According to the Texas Tribune, public accountability is a big concern. Texas law requires the state comptroller's office to publish yearly data, like basic student demographics and how the school voucher program is affecting both private and public education. Advocates for public education wanted more, like donor information, the number of spots available, even student graduation rates. Those requests were declined.
Kristen Yates with that report. The Texas Attorney General's office has launched an investigation into battery storage companies that are connected to the Texas power grid. Some of the equipment is made in China, and some folks say that that brings up a security concern. One industry watcher in the news saying that finding an alternative is not going to be easy as China dominates the battery industry. And kudos to the gang over at Customs at the Far Bridge. Officials with CBP, they busted one of the largest methamphetamine shipments to be intercepted at the Texas border recently.
A commercial vehicle ostensibly carrying a shipment of lettuce from Mexico into the United States was invited by border agents to pull over for a closer look. They discovered a massive haul of alleged methamphetamine, 500 packages of it weighing over 1,100 pounds. No word on what the shipment of lettuce was worth, but customs agents say the meth was worth $10.3 million on the streets. The shipment was intercepted a week ago at the customs facilities at the International Bridge at Pharr, Texas.
It's 7:09 on Newstalk 710 KURV, and business notes 6 and 10. According to a survey, 6 and 10 folks going to work today will be doing some Cyber Monday shopping. But as I noted last hour, it's just Freddie, yours truly, and Jason Caterina from AccuWeather. 3 more, and then 1 more after that, so that that 7th worker can actually do some work around here. So we'll be doing some cyber shopping today. It's AccuWeather time. And I want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang over at Martin Farm and Ranch. Find what you need for the perfect gift at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply. You never know unless you look. Don't forget Martin Farm and Ranch Supplies, the best selection of Purina feeds. Stop by, say hello to Dougie from us. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina, but he's the hero this morning. Temperatures in the 50s. Unless, of course, some people are, making a big deal. It's too cold. No, it's not too cold. It's refreshing. It's like 50, 51 right now. And I see in the forecast you wrote up, you're going to keep it nice the rest of the week. And in fact, maybe reinforcement by Friday. So what do I see here? Like high 65 on Friday. What's going on?
Yeah, you got another front that's going to come through late Thursday into Friday that'll bring that cooler air in. So cool start to the week. It'll slowly warm up as high pressure builds in over the next couple of days, but nothing too crazy. By Thursday, 70s to low 80s, but That'll about do it. Then the front comes through. It'll be cooler as we make our way toward the weekend. Friday back down into the mid 60s.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Travel weather for Texas. Got some folks trucking north right now. San Antonio, Dallas, Houston. What you got for the next couple of days?
Hang on a minute. Let's see. San Antonio should be pretty quiet. Rain late Wednesday night into Thursday evening there. But today, just a couple of showers, 53, right. Clearing, chilly tonight down to 38.
Oh, nice. That's San Antonio, though, right?
That's San Antonio. What'd you say? Dallas, DFW. Cloudy, chilly, 43 for a high today. Cold tonight. Nice. There's going to be a freeze in Dallas tonight. The low's down to 30 tonight. A little milder tomorrow, sunny and up to 53. So they'll warm up a little bit. And Austin today, a couple of showers, dull and dreary, 49.
Yeah, okay. We don't want to know what they're all high on weed. They won't even feel it. So Southeast Texas, Houston. So it's all dry then for the next 48 hours. I'm guessing for Texas, or for Texas travel is going to be
a few showers off to the north, but and today up in Houston, some showers.
How was your Thanksgiving? Well, do you have any leftovers from Thanksgiving?
A little bit of turkey, some stuffing, some sweet potatoes. Yeah, it was nice and quiet. Just hung out at home. Actually turned the parade on for a little while and got to see a little bit of that. But went over. My kids stopped by and we stopped over at my pop's house. So for dessert, that's where I got the pie from.
Yeah, which, by the way, anything you put in the refrigerator, folks at that health department up in D.C. say today is the last day. If you put it in the fridge after the meal, today is the last day. You can safely eating that if it was refrigerated. So just a sidebar note to that. Let's see what's on the menu for today. I forgot to write it down. Let's see the national stuff for today. So, of course, we know it's Cyber Monday. And you doing any shopping today? Because you don't have anybody looking over your shoulder.
Nope.
Yeah. It's a National Eat a Red Apple Day, or just eat apple pie, I suppose, because it's National Pie Day.
Hey, knock you out with two birds with one stone.
Yeah, there you go. So it's not the mathematical expression pie. No, it's just the actual day pie. For me, it would be cherry pie. For Freddie, it would be, what was it, Freddie? Like a coconut meringue for Freddie. What's yours?
Shoe fly. My stepmom makes this shoe fly pie. It's really awesome.
Oh man, what is that? All I heard was shoe and flies,
shoe fly pie. I'll have to get you the recipe for it. It's brown sugar and breadcrumbs, and it's delicious.
Oh my goodness! All right, please send it. I'm today old. I've never heard that term, shoe fly. All right, thank you, buddy. That's well, that's what it is. Is that what it's like?
Yeah, SHOO, shoe fly pie.
Oh, okay, all right. Freddie was saying it got its name because it was so attracted to flies. You had to shoo flies all the time. Shoo fly. That's what Freddie says. Shoo fly. All right, pal. Call you next hour.
All right, see you in a bit.
Thank you, weather meteorologist Jason Caterina. He didn't find that funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I forgot to laugh though, Freddie. I'm smiling though. Time is 7:13 on the Valley's Morning News. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton advising universities across the state, anybody linked to ACC, Big 12, SEC, to not sign a college sports commission agreement he says would hurt the universities.
Paxton sent a letter to Texas universities urging them not to sign the College Sports Commission's University Participation Agreement, which he says gives practically unlimited authority to the commission. It was established this year by major college athletic conferences to oversee and enforce rules having to do with revenue sharing and the name, image, and likeness system. Paxton says the agreement is an egregious attempt to insulate the CSC from legal challenges. He's also sent a letter urging state attorneys general to advise their universities against signing the agreement as well. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
7:14 on the Valley's Morning News. And the World Cup in North America is 6 months out. And another milestone for tickets, another 1 million tickets are gone for the upcoming FIFA World Cup.
There have been 2 rounds of ticket sales, and a total of 2 million tickets have now been sold. There are about 7 million total tickets available, with over 100 matches that will take place across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And it was the 3 host countries in that order that led the way in ticket sales. Another round of sales will get underway December 11th. That's after the final draw, which takes place on the 5th. That's when a majority of participating countries will find out what host city they will be assigned to during the group stage of play. Dallas and Houston are host cities in Texas, with AT&T Stadium in Arlington to host more matches than any other host city.
That's Eric Bushman with that report. Time is 7:15. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to join us at Radio Panamí. Listen on your smartphone.
Do the holiday parties, tailgating, and family get-togethers have your liver working overtime? Let Active Liver help give your liver some relief at Amazon or VitaCost.com, CVS, Meyer Grocery, or ShopRite.
Join News Talk.
Medicare plan.
Gilbert, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, let me get you a search. Hang on.
All right.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, your station for Texas Aggie football. So whatever happens this month, either playoff game or bowl game, we're waiting for announcements on that. And when it does happen, tune in right here. News Talk 710 KURV, your station for Aggie football. And I can't see his image right now, but I bet you he's smiling, he's grinning ear to ear, because I know he was up in Austin for the Longhorn A&M game. Yeah. And he's probably holding up his horns right now. Yeah. Freddie says, yeah, he's got those horns up right now. Gilbert Salinas is the chief for the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. That's Economic Development Office for Brownsville. Well, congratulations. I'll start there.
Morning, Serge. Yeah, most definitely. The game was. Did I hear you say this is a station for the Aggies football?
Yes.
Get that changed.
I'll tell you what. We'll take you. Call City Hall. We'll take you as a sponsor for that if you wish. Yeah.
Or we'll just, it was a great game. Great game.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. All right. Well, let's. We've been reviewing some of the headlines for Brownsville and any and all conferences and expos and conversations in town. Everybody mentioning the port, mentioning SpaceX. 8,000 people likely pretty soon as Elon Musk brings all these folks down here. Liquefied natural gas at the Port of Brownsville has like 4,000 or 5,000 people on employment right now, and likely more on the way. And like $30 billion in projects. You take LNG and everything else that they have. This must be doing quite a number when it comes to home construction, apartment construction, housing in the area. What can you tell me?
So that's pretty accurate. I mean, we've got $30+ billion in projects, active projects right now. Now, moving forward, like in our top 10 projects, we're looking at about an additional 11 to $14 billion in capital investment. These are projects that are in the pipeline in addition to what we have right now. These are brand new projects. Looking at about between 18 to 20,000 jobs over the next 5 years. Again, our top 10 projects. not including what the current projects or current companies are doing, which is the SpaceX and the LNGs and what have you. Looking at about 34,000 indirect jobs and $40+ billion in economic output. Again, our top 10 new projects. Those are in aerospace, energy, advanced manufacturing, and defense. So what I like to say is what we have right now. Back when I was here 10, 15 years ago, working the SpaceXs and the LNG projects, we used to say these are game-changing projects for the area. And they are. We're living it right now. We're seeing how it's really changing the way the game is played for us here, not just in the Valley, but in the state of Texas. Now, as a result of that, I like to say the big fish draws other big fish.
Mm-hmm.
Now the projects that we're seeing are truly transformational. So you just hit the nail on the head. What does this mean for workforce and for housing? For workforce, the Valley is still big enough where we can absorb a lot of this. I mean, the Valley continues to be one of the youngest, has one of the youngest demographics in the United States, and from what we can gather, that will continue to be the case. So, we've got, there's enough employees right now for what we have. Adding another 20,000 employees, we're working with our workforce partners, universities, colleges. I mean, I'm talking about 13 different educational and training institutions that are working on that pipeline. So we should be fine. No, but nonetheless, there's a lot of work to be done. Now, housing, never did I think that I would be here saying that the Brownsville area, or for that matter, the Rio Grande Valley, would have housing issues, which we don't, but we just can't build it fast enough right now. We've got 24 subdivisions within the city limits right now that are under construction. I mean, this is unheard of. The last time we saw something like this, similar to this, was before the, in the late 90s into the early 2000s, before the housing bust. But that was very, very different back then. Today, it's true. It's not even organic growth. It's just growth on steroids because of the projects that are coming in. And as I like to say, Brownsville has done a good job of having that point on the map. Now that point is getting bigger.
Money, it takes money to make money. And once you get it, it seems like there's a domino effect, like exponentially you start seeing the growth. I guess we're at the beginning of that for Brownsville, right? Because we're seeing a domino effect now with, and of course, Brownsville being ranked, what was it, number 1, number 2 for manufacturing in the nation, especially high-tech manufacturing. I think word is out.
Yeah, number 1 for manufacturing investment. The
most
United
affordable,
States.
Right? That's the most affordable.
Affordable manufacturing. And then the other one is the number 1 emerging economic hotspot in the United States. And that was by, I think it was Area Development Magazine or Site Selection Magazine, which in our industry, those are the top magazines, trade publications that we follow.
Gilbert Salinas is the director for economic development for our city of Brownsville. Now, this is a call to action that I hear from all the multiple billions of dollars for just the port at $30 billion. And then you mentioned the other, over the next many years, the other thousands, tens of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars of more projects that are likely on the way. As Brownsville is the hotspot. On the education side, I would say this is definitely a chance to review, a call to action for not only the local colleges. Of course, we have the blessing of Texas A&M with their training center at the port, UTRGV hitting it out of the park with engineering and all these other programs. But I think at the high school level, because this pipeline of employment needs to be set up now so that several years down the road, a few years, just a handful of years down the road, we have kids graduating from high school. For example, Edinburgh, CISD, they have that the careers in technology, very successful one, but other school districts. I think we have thousands of the kids we could put in the pipeline to make sure it's our kids.
Exactly. And I'll add to that, Serge, is that we have, and remember, we have STC, South Texas College. So these companies, when they come in and they say, we're going to hire local, like LNGs are about 70% local. SpaceX is at about 85% local. But when they say local, it's the entire Rio Grande Valley. That's the definition of local. So you start looking at all those training institutions, educational institutions, they're there and they have a seat at the table. from the high school and even middle school level, we're seeing a lot of movement and have been seeing that for quite some time. And I'll say this that, and we're still trying to gather this data for our end of year numbers, but for the first time in recent history, or since I can remember, Brownsville, and I'll venture to say that the Rio Grande Valley has always suffered a brain drain. Is our biggest export is talent. We've always exported some of our brightest, best kids to other metros, to other areas, in some cases to other countries. But now what we're seeing is a lot of kids that are now, and I shouldn't say kids, but young adults that are having families and are working somewhere else are now coming back because of these opportunities. And we're hearing that both from the SpaceX, the LNGs, and some of their suppliers like Linde and what have you. That being said, for the first time, what we've seen is for every person that's leaving Brownsville, 3 are moving in. So
Wow.
There's something magical happening here where people are actually now moving into our city, into our region, as opposed to before, where everybody was leaving for opportunities elsewhere.
Gilbert Salinas, Director of Brownsville Economic Development, Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. Is regionalism still something we should be working for, or should Harlingen, McAllen, Mission, Edinburg just kind of sit back and wait for the tsunami of prosperity and industry to wiggle its way over here? Because it seems like Brownsville is just, wow, you guys are firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah. Back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth and were working SpaceX, it took a regional approach to make this project happen. We work with our partners back up in the McAllen area, as well as Harlingen, and then the different communities around us. But I remember having those conversations and them coming in to help us with these projects. So, and the LNGs to a certain extent as well. But now where we're at today, it's requiring the same kind of lift, having everybody come at the table to work on these projects. Because that's again, these companies coming in, when they say local, they're talking about the entire valley. They're not just talking about Brownsville. And sometimes we can get, for us, Brownsville, sometimes it's Brownsville, Port of Brownsville, Starbase, that little triangle. But no, for them, no. Brownsville is the entire valley.
And that's how you're selling it, I would imagine, right? The Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation, you're selling Harlingen, McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh, the labor force, the schools, the colleges, you're selling the region in order to bring them down here and continue that domino effect in the area. Power, water, you mentioned workforce issues. It seems like as gargantuan a feat that would be to move the Titanic on the workforce side, education side, to get school districts and all colleges in sync. It seems that they are working in sync now with dual credit and some of the career and technology that's taking place. I hope that grows exponentially as well.
It's paying off. We're seeing it now. We're most definitely seeing it.
On power, electricity, and water issues, it seems that we're a bit vulnerable on that. How do you see it? Because we definitely need a lot more power for the industry, especially if it's high tech. And of course, with the water issues that cool things off and all that. So how do you see it on the power and water issues? Do we need like an emergency meeting of the minds around here and even state lawmakers to solve this issue and make sure we have the ingredients to host all this industry?
So that's an issue throughout the state and to a certain extent throughout the whole country, power and water. As far as power, it's interesting because we've met with some of the utilities and they've said that they've planned for certain amount of power to come into the valley here for the next 20, 30 years. This was in 2020. They commissioned a study for the next 30 years. And they said that power is gone. They said, not only is that power gone, that power is concentrated in the Brownsville area right now. I mean, that's, and then with Harlingen, our partners, just to the north of us, with that data center that they're recruiting, that's going to, suck some more power. So now they're looking into, upgrading our infrastructure to get some more power down here. So I think we've got our bases covered there on the power side. On the water, that's an issue statewide, and the Rio Grande Valley is not shielded from that. However, I will say that the Brownsville area back, in the early 2000s was very forward thinking because the Brownsville Public Utilities Board, along with Southmost Regional they built a desal plant for brackish water. They're getting ready to look into expanding that. So that just gives us now some diversification and knowing that we have another source of water as opposed to the Rio Grande. So that just puts us that's a little bit in a much better position than some other communities in South Texas.
Gilbert, thanks for answering the call for this morning. Looking forward to our next conversation. I know we got some end of fiscal year numbers, housing, sales, all that. We can visit that next time. Appreciate you, Gilbert. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That's Gilbert Salinas. He's the Director of Economic Development Efforts for our city of Brownsville. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. Check of news, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys. Ready to fight for you? Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. A couple of technology notes. If you get a company cell phone, your text messages, don't expect your text messages to be private.
Google is now allowing employers to view encrypted messages sent on Android devices that are managed by your workplace. As first reported in Android Authority, Google will let companies intercept, even archive RCS messages sent by their employees using company-issued phones. The update will not impact personal devices that are not connected to your boss. I'm Rory O'Neill.
You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. And as you and I do everything, speaking of cell phones, we do all the scrolling and all that. Go find us. We are at the free app called Radio Para Mi. And that way you can listen to 710 KURV at the free app, Radio Para Mi. Check of sports up next on 710 KURV.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
And a happy December and a good morning to Mark and Carla McCaleb, the McCaleb clan from Weslaco, Texas, McCaleb Funeral Home, 60 plus years. And when that time comes and the Lord calls someone home, these folks are, these wonderful, loving, caring folks. And this is their specialty. This is their calling in life. And the Lord has them there to help families negotiate that time of separation and loss. I remind you of Mark and Carla McCaleb Funeral Home, so that you can call Carla. I'm going to give you her personal number, her cell number. Call her, text her, and tell her to send somebody from the family, have a sit down with you, and that way you can pre-plan and prepay. I am a fan of that. It's like life insurance, pretty much what it is. It's like a life insurance plan. So everything is paid for, and decisions are made now at a time when folks are a bit more calm, cooler heads prevail, emotions are not running as high. So this would be a good time to do something like that, pre-plan and prepay. My mom and dad did this for me many years before the Lord called them home, and I can tell you it does make a huge difference. So call or text Carla McCaleb. Somebody will come to you and have that conversation, pre-plan, prepay. 956-650-2841.
Join News Talk 710 KURV as we help the Salvation Army make Christmas brighter for many families. The Salvation Army has a commitment to bring Christmas to the homes of struggling families in Hidalgo County. They have identified
their 5th straight road win. Multiple players shined on the box score with Alperen Sengun, who led the team in points with 27, and Amen Thompson led with 9 assists. Next up, the Jazz get a rematch as tip-off tonight at 8 on Space City Home Network. And the San Antonio Spurs competed well for 3 quarters against the Minnesota Timberwolves, but a fourth-quarter collapse on offense would feed the Wolves with a win, 125-112. The loss marks their 4th on the road and 6th overall. Next up, San Antonio returns home to face Memphis Wednesday night at 7.
RV exclusive AccuWeather. It's gorgeous. My goodness. Highs today around 60. Right now it's around 50. It's 50, 51 across the valley. It's going to be 60 today. Oh, nice. And then lows tonight, upper 40s and low 50s, nice and chilly. And tomorrow, low 60s again. Wednesday, we should be mid, upper 70s. Got another cool front on the way for Friday. So Friday cool down like highs in the mid 60s. Your station for AccuWeather, News Talk 710 KURV. Border Bridge wait times. Again, these are the wait times headed back to the U.S. So if you're driving to Brownsville, it's 35, 40 minutes B&M, 1 hour at Gateway, 45 minutes at the Veterans Bridge, and driving back to McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh, 45 at Ansalduas, Hidalgo. Same thing at Far Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Taking a look at business news. Check of your money. That's up next. Good folks at Culligan have a water purification system that I am convinced that you will love. Only $35 a month, and you get all that time back. That if you take inventory, I am convinced that you will see the difference. When you go out and get some purified water, of course, you're going out to purchase plastic bottles that are filled with purified water. It was purified water. By the time you make it home in that hot truck or hot SUV or some of these places, I tell you all the time, you got some of these gas stations, they leave those packs of bottled water, the plastic, outside in the sun. You know, hot weather comes and goes all the time here in South Texas. Yeah, that plasticky smell and taste will leach into that what was purified water. Why don't you get purified water all the time? Better water, pure and simple. The solution is Culligan. Call them today, $35 a month. You get real purified water, and you open up the tap, drink, cook, whatever you need to do. Maybe clean like medical stuff like I do for my little dude. I clean up all his medical stuff with that purified water. Call Culligan. It's only $35 a month. It's truly pure water, great tasting water. Don't forget to connect it to the icebox for perfect ice cubes as well. Culligan is at 956-399-1780.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary
A visa analysis says the threshold to be in the top 10% of U.S. households by net worth grew from about $1.3 billion to $1.8 million over the last 5 years, largely due to rising stock and home values. International students studying in the U.S. is falling. Department of State data says that amid a battle over immigration policies and international student visas, the tally of new international students studying in the U.S. sank 17%. International students at U.S. colleges and universities contributed $55 billion to the U.S. economy over the 2024 to 2025 academic year. Futures are moderately lower. That's your money now.
AccuWeather says high for today, 60 and 59, 60. And lows tonight, nice and chilly. We're looking at temperatures. Tomorrow morning, this time, temperatures should be in the upper 40s, low 50s again. Thank you for waking up with the Valley's Morning News. News Talk 710 KQRV. It's also broadcasting at Radio Para Mi. Download the free app and tune in. We got Fox News coming up in about 2 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. Let's say you need to sell a home fast. You don't have much time to wait. For whatever reason, life is calling, a career or family issue. You should trust the Ryan and Brian real estate team. That is the only team I'm going to trust to help me sell a home. In fact, they guarantee that they can sell your home. You guys agree on a time, a price, that home's still on the market, they'll sop it up from you. Vic has hired the Ryan and Brian real estate team to sell a home in the McAllen area. Jess, a member of the real estate team, the Ryan and Brian team, was right there with Mr. V the entire way. And of course, the very aggressive and successful marketing approach for the Ryan and Brian real estate team, that's what makes the difference. You see, the marketing system at the Ryan and Brian real estate team, they reach thousands of potential homebuyers like you and the thousands listening to KURV and other stations. And they do all sorts of diverse advertising. Make sure that eyeballs and ears know about your house. Every single day, they're pushing. So Mr. V was able to sell his home for the most money he could and made, of course, his next home buy much easier, having all that capital. Mr. V, very happy. Vic is very happy that he hired the Ryan and Brian real estate team. That could be you, my friend. Why don't you start that conversation? Again, they guarantee to sell your home, or they'll sop it up. You guys agree on a time and date? Yep. They'll sop it up from you. 956-540-2536 is the number. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
The eternal struggle. Too hot? Too cold? Forget about it. Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and HVAC will make your home a true Goldilocks zone. Don't bear it alone.
RV. Happy Monday. It is December 1st, 2025. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on standby. Man, he's serving up some gorgeous weather. So highs today should be around 60. We start the morning at 50 all across South Texas. We're at 50, 51. And then lows tonight in the upper 40s. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff heading to Russia for talks with Vladimir Putin following 4 hours of talks in Florida between U.S. and Ukrainian officials.
Our goal here is to end the war.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Just up between President Trump, Minnesota Democratic Governor Tim Walz, who posted online, released the MRI results after the president insulted him last week. Fox's Chris Foster.
President Trump had an MRI during an exam in October. The White House saying it was routine.
If they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it. It's perfect.
Court date for Luigi Mangione, alleged killer of the United Healthcare CEO.
Mangione's lawyers say the 3D printed gun, the silencer, the red notebook with his writings, an iPhone and USB flash drives, well, all that should be excluded because they say the cops did not have a search warrant.
Fox's Eric Shawn. America's listening to Fox News.
Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. And kudos to the folks over at Customs Border Protection at the FAR office. CBP officials busted one of the largest methamphetamine shipments to be intercepted at the Texas border recently.
A commercial vehicle ostensibly carrying a shipment of lettuce from Mexico into the United States was invited by border agents to pull over for a closer look. They discovered a massive haul of alleged methamphetamine, 500 packages of it weighing over 1,100 pounds. No word on what the shipment of lettuce was worth, but customs agents say the meth was worth $10.3 million on the streets. The shipment was intercepted a week ago at the customs facilities at the International Bridge at FAR, Texas.
That's Bill McLean with that report. State of Texas is now requiring proof of legal status to register a vehicle. It's part of an effort to battle illegal immigration. The new Texas rules require a valid driver's license for both registration and renewal. The alternatives include a passport, a permanent resident card, or a Texas license to carry. And today is a work day for most, getting back to it after the holiday, but 6 and 10 folks will be doing more than just working today.
Today is Cyber Monday, and that means internet deals aplenty. But with most of us back to work, workers will take a quick look left and then right, and then hit that computer for a little e-commerce, opening multiple tabs and toggling back and forth as long as the boss isn't looking. A study from Coupon Follow says 60% of us will get our shop on at work and feel zero guilt because it's almost expected. I'm Bree Tennis.
Freddie and I will be too busy doing any cyber shopping today to check on the crew to see if everybody's doing their work around here. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. We invite you to join us at Radio Para Mí. Download that free app. If you're hungry and you're just craving some of those of mom's tacos or maybe some migas, right? You can get some migas, like Mexican style, with some of that chile and the pepper, the onion, cilantro, that red sauce. Oh my goodness. Waiting for you right now at El Pato. Phone it in like I do. Order at elpato.com and the plates will be ready for you. It could be like Mexican style migas or just regular migas. I'll have to confess to you, for me, migas and a little bit of ketchup. Yes, I know. Putting my head down in shame. So, oh, that's not, but it tastes real good. Migas with a little bit of ketchup is good. Order your breakfast tacos, your patos right now, a bag full of them, hot, made fresh. All the food, you call it in, you order online, it's all made fresh, waiting for you at All El Pato Restaurant. Your favorites, chorizo and bacon and ham, cheese. Don't forget the refried beans in there. Oh, those eso amarra. That's the way you get like an awesome breakfast taco at El Pato every morning. And don't forget right now, pork tamales, $9.99, a seasonal favorite. You got a meeting, a get-together, don't forget, take a football-sized pack of pork tamales, only $9.99 at every El Pato restaurant.
This holiday season, we'd like to